At first glance, Foodie Beauty's channel looks okay. She's got over 109,000 subscribers. That sounds impressive, right? I mean, that's a pretty decent number of subs. But here's the thing. Subscribers mean almost nothing if nobody is watching. And when you look at her recent content, it's hard to ignore the numbers. So let's break it down a little bit more. Her views are crashing. Pre-recorded content and live streams that once pulled in tens of thousands of views now struggle to hit 3,000 to 4,000. Some days she barely has 300 people in a live stream, and that's during peak hours. Let that sink in. A creator with over 109,000 subscribers, the kind of numbers that usually guarantees a consistent audience, and yet here she is, day after day, scrambling for a tiny fraction of her actual subscriber count. That's not just a decline, that's a collapse. Engagement tells the same story. Her recent uploads average barely a couple hundred likes and a few dozen comments. Out of 109,000 plus subscribers, almost no one is interacting with her channel. A healthy channel thrives because people show up, they talk, they react, they care, they leave a comment. Foodie's audience isn't showing up at all. That is the death of a channel in slow motion. And yes, controversy temporarily spikes attention. We've seen it all firsthand countless times. A scandal involving providing a false alibi for an SA suspect, exploiting a child with disabilities, and scamming her audience openly and defiantly. And suddenly, the viewership increases. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's think back to the child exploitation fraud she committed last month. Does this have something to do with the steady decline in the past few weeks? In my humble opinion, the short answer is yes. While I do feel that her lack of a stable internet connection is definitely contributing to her incredibly low live viewership, viewers across the board felt manipulated and deceived by her begging for money for food and a hotel, while using the child as the face of an international scam. This is a complete erosion of the trust of her audience, which again, in my opinion, has led to reduced watch time, engagement, and new subscribers. Couple that with her extremely toxic chat environment, and nobody feels comfortable conversing in that space. And let's not forget the visual of the whole child grifting mess. She insulted that child's intelligence at every turn. She claimed the child barely spoke Arabic when it was clear she could communicate. She never showed any receipts because there were never any receipts. Instead, she shows up a few days later, enrobed in Qatari air conditioning and ham-fisting garbage fast food. She responded to the major backlash by doubling down and pretending she was the victim. That bullshit didn't work then, and it won't work in the future. We're watching you, Foodie. Once the algorithm picks up that her content is not seeing more engagement, the YouTube algorithm actually reduces the amount of times that her content will be recommended to users. And that's actually called algorithm pushback, and it could be a really vicious and never-ending cycle of her content never reaching the intended audience. So who are these people that are watching her, right? These people will watch for a few minutes, maybe they'll leave a comment, they'll probably get blocked in the chat, and then they most likely disappear. Most likely forever. Curiosity alone doesn't build a loyal audience. She's getting shorter bursts of traffic from people who are already suspicious of her, and these are not genuine fans who want to see her actual content. The few viewers left are mostly hate watchers, hello, reaction channels, or people just scouring her for her next fuck up. Ironically, those outsiders often get more views than she does on her own videos, and that drives her bonkers. She still does not understand the concept that the overwhelming majority cannot stomach to watch her on their own. Rather, they prefer to have reaction channels as some sort of a buffer of her raw content. Let's talk about numbers one more time, because obviously numbers don't lie. Her daily views are fluctuating. Peaks happen, of course. That's the nature of YouTube. It's not consistent. And when it's good, it's really good. And when it's bad, it sucks. But the baseline of Foodie's channel keeps dropping. The engagement ratio, the likes, the comments versus subscriber count, that's down to less than 1%. That is catastrophic. For comparison, even an average small creator often pulls 10 to 20% of engagement on a healthy video. Foodie Beauty is barely scraping that surface. I'll use my channel as an example. I have just under 4,000 subscribers. I average about 250 to 450 live viewers, depending on the day and the topic, and about 2,000 to 3,000 views on my pre-recorded content. So even though I have a very small subscriber count compared to Foodie, the engagement on my content, the likes, the comments, the views, thank you guys, is exactly where it should be. So, what does this mean for her channel? It means the subscriber count is a vanity metric. It looks good. It looks impressive to people scrolling through her page, but it's a hollow number. It doesn't reflect the actual health of her channel. What really matters, the views, the interactions, the engagement, that is dwindling rapidly. And once the audience stops showing up, no amount of drama or stunts can fix that. In fact, whenever there is a new drama surrounding her orbit, Foodie Beauty reaction channels often see a surge in viewership and engagement because people want to watch it filtered through someone else's lens rather than watch unfiltered Foodie Beauty. Her channel isn't just stagnant, it's an out-and-out free-for-all. Every controversial live stream, every attention-grabbing scam, nothing is going to bring her a clean reputation. All a new scam, grift, or drama does is bring in temporary traffic, and once it passes, the numbers drop back down to reality. The people who remain are not her friends or her fans. They are spectators, critics, trolls, and just curious onlookers who stick around long enough to see how the story will end. And we all know how it will end. We just don't know when or how. And that's the reason why a lot of people still tune into reaction channels. Morbid curiosity. She can keep posting her AI photos. She can keep live streaming on her shitty internet connection. She can chase the drama and controversy until her very last breath. But without engagement, without a real audience, her subscriber count means nothing. And the numbers, the real numbers that show the heartbeat of her channel, they reveal a downward trend and trajectory. Foodie Beauty has one of the most slowly dying YouTube channels ever created on the internet. It's almost like the world's slowest snuff film, where everyone gets a window seat into the demise of an ultra morbidly obese woman who is living miserably every day in the Middle East. Foodie Beauty can keep pretending everything is fine. She can keep posting videos with flashy thumbnails and big titles, but underneath it all, the real story is clear. The views are collapsing, the engagement is gone, and her channel is on life support. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.